All right, guys, so in this video, I'm going to show you the part 2 of my interview with Pascal. If you haven't seen part 1, go ahead and check it out in the comments below, and I'm going to put it here in the cards above. But basically, Pascal just released this feature film called Stolen Season on Amazon Prime and iTunes, and I was lucky enough and blessed enough to get an interview with him to talk to him about his process, because he is absolutely crazy talented. This dude shoots feature films with only him, the cameraman person, and an audio girl, and that's pretty much it. That alone should get you pretty excited. Additionally, he does have 2 new videos that was released yesterday regarding Stolen Season. One of them is actually making of, and he's going to show you some behind the scenes, which I'm going to show some clips here. But if you want to watch the full 16 minutes of it, go ahead and check out his channel on YouTube to watch pretty much him talking about how he made Stolen Season with 2 people as the crew.
I hope yeah, I do my film to make film because I love do that. But at the same time, if people can see that and be inspired, then that's even cooler, So everyone is doing their different thing. Everyone have their different path. It's just mostly, and I'm not bashing anybody. It's just at the end, stop thinking about money and just in the end, any kind of camera now is good to shoot anything. Just people win awards with iPhone. The latest Lady Gaga music video was all shot with an iPhone.
Yeah.
So now there's just no excuse. But do you have a script right now that is ready to go, or?
Hell no, man. I'm kind of working on it. I'm sending it to family and friends right now just so that they can look over it.
Yeah, don't do that. Families and friends, they're always gonna say, "That's so great. You're good. You're ready."
Yeah, you're ready to go. But
and that's one thing for me when I did Stolen Season, the script. That was the thing, because the first time I kind of did the same thing. I showed it to some friend, family, and everyone's like, "It's great. You're ready." And I was like, "Oh, cool." Wow. But then the second one, I said, "I don't want to show them. I'm just going to find people that know nothing about me, or they know nothing about the story." I say, "Hey, read that." And it was the best thing, because people they're going to be blunt. They're going to say, "Oh yeah, that thing was horrible. Please delete that. You should do this." Or the same thing when it was time to show the film. There's nothing worse, you make your edit and you think you're done. I think the first version was like 2 hours, and now the final
really
cut, it was like
it's like an hour 20, right?
Yeah, it's 1 hour 38 right now. But then again, I finished the film 1st of December, and at Christmas I was still editing stuff. It was all done, the sound was done in 5.1 and everything, and then I was watching it. I said, I think I'm bored. I think I need to cut this and that, and then I chop another 8 minutes, and it's just way better. So it's hard to sometimes to say it's done. It takes a long time, but mostly
never done.
Yeah, it's never done. But mostly when you shoot the film and you show people around, for me, is the worst part, because what do you think? It was great, but I think it's and then sometimes it's things that you can fix. Sometimes it's in the editing. I can tweak things, but mostly sometimes if it's just, I wish the character would have done this. Shit, you're right. I didn't do that, and now it's too late. You cannot really do that. So overall, you hope for the best. You do your best, and but yeah, I'm super proud of the film. It's one of my best film that I've done so far, and So now I'm super happy. It's just like we've said, we're always our worst critic. We're always going to find things that we hate. But if we think like that, we're just going to be afraid to do anything, because when it's time to start again, you're going to start writing, "Oh, that sucks. I cannot do that. I'm going to do it tomorrow." And
you're just doubting yourself.
Yeah, you're just doubting yourself all the time. That's the worst thing. As soon as you start getting in your head and you don't do anything, you're screwed. And right now, I'm almost done with my new feature film, and the new script, and it's still to this day things that I hate the most is writing. I hate that, but at the same time I hate it. But at the same time, when it works and it's on the page and it really works, and when there's scenes sometimes I'm like, it doesn't really work, but I'll find a way. When you have that feeling, there's a problem on the page. But there's scenes, for example, that I'm reading and I'm like, that's going to be a freaking badass scene to shoot. Then you get more confident. And again, it's because you wrote it, you've directed it, you shot it, you work with amazing actors who made your script better because they tweak the dialogue, they make it their own, and then you see the final version, and then you can really learn when I did those type of scene, it didn't work well, but if I did those type of scene, that was so amazing. So if I know if I do that again, it's going to work even better because now I got the experience and I know, for example, scenes on the computer. I had some scene in, when she's checking Facebook and all that stuff. On the paper, I'm like, I think it's going to be boring to shoot. And it was kind of boring to shoot those kind of computer scene. So for my next one, I know that I don't want to do those scenes again because it's not that great. It doesn't really come out as cool as sometimes as you think.
Yeah. But I mean, for that, I didn't have a problem with that. I felt like it added some stuff to the story, I think. So
no, exactly. It works as a story, but just but technically, I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna write another computer scene in my film yet.
Right.
Then so you just, that's the thing. You learn from, if you just write it, you never know if it's gonna work or not. But if you
feedback, it really boils down to it. You need feedback. Yeah.
So that's why so many people, and they're saying, oh, you write, the more you write, the better you're gonna get. Yeah, not really. You have to, at least for me, I need to see it visually, and then that's where you say, oh, that worked or that didn't work.
Dude, it's crazy, man, and it's insane how you do these things. I don't know how you have all that stuff in your brain. Like you're shooting, you got the script, you're directing, everything. Just that's a lot. Like, do you guys work like 8-hour days during the shoot, or you guys have like longer days than that?
Mostly. That's one thing that I've been pretty good at is I've never shot more than 10 hours, maybe. Mostly, mostly like even the new one that I did in Europe, Purple Skies. I think most of the days was 6 hours. But yeah, Stolen was mostly 8 hours maximum. So maybe there was like 2-3 days where, okay, guys, we have that location for just one more day, or this is the last night, then we have to suck it up until 1 or 2 a.m. or something. But there were maybe 3 or 4 days like that over 19 days. So mostly it was always 8-hour day. But once you're prepared and you know exactly what you're doing, you're going to be confident. But mostly, like for example, Elisa, she's my partner who's doing the sound, and we have the same energy. This girl is exactly the same kind of chemistry between me and her. So we gel well. So we help each other, and so that was pretty amazing to have on set. And then you need to have the actors who completely understand what you're doing. So if you have actors that have the same passion, but mostly for me, the way I cast, I don't care if you're famous or not, is do we have the same chemistry? Do you understand what I'm doing? Do you understand the craziness that we are? Because there's not 25 people with a trailer, and gaffers and stuff like that. No, it's just, you're stuck with me for 19 days, 24/7. So we need to be BFF. And if it doesn't work, we're screwed. We're going to hate each other. So that's what, for me, that's mostly what I'm searching when I'm casting. And mostly after that, my girlfriend has been helping me for years and years before, with scheduling. And, she's been my rock in a sense, where she's, when it's time to show her the script, she's not working in film. So for her, when she's reading my script, she's the best and the worst critique, because when she loves something, she's going to really love it. But if she hates, and she's going to call me bullshit on it. So you want,
that's a good thing though.
You want that. Yeah. You want that type of support. So, but yeah, mostly on set, you want those actors that really understand where you're going, the battle you're going to go at. But mostly the girl, Abby, was playing Ariane in the film, the lead, and the kid, they were just freaking jammed. They understood everything. They took the risk with me, and they were there from start to finish. And it was a lot of work, but they killed it, And so mostly you need to find those actors, that team that's going to support that kind of style, because there's so many people when it's time to do the casting, that I present the style, I show them my film, and when I say, hey, cool, you love my film, but if you don't love that type of running around gun and shooting guerrilla style, you're going to hate working with me. Even if you love the story, you're going to hate the process, because that type of film is not for you, and that's fine. It's just going to be a bad match between you and I. So so mostly, finding the right people around you, it's crucial.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely not the usual. You know, like you said, there's no makeup artists and stuff like that, and trailers and stuff. It's legit run and gun. Like that is run and gun. Like I actually would consider your filmmaking a run and gun filmmaking, which it,
I call it a little bit like I call it drama, documentary drama in a sense. I got the script, I know what I'm doing, but then when you're there on set, things is going to change. We're going to evolve. I'm going to use with, the nature of it. And, and then you just have to adapt. And if plan A doesn't work, what do we do? Where can we go? And you try saying that the story is going to change. The location is going to change. Everything's going to evolve. You need to be ready to adjust. And because when you don't have a lot of money, mostly I had either permit for the location,
yeah,
or mostly you just go and ask permission, and people are going to be nice and they're going to say yes. But everything is planned before, but then once you're there, it's free for all. People who decided to help you, if they change their mind, you're screwed. You flew from all over the world to go make the film, and if people decided, yeah, we don't get really money out of this, so screw you. But
that sucks.
yeah,
That's scary.
yeah, it's scary. But if it happened once, but after that, you just you switch. But you cannot cry about it. It's just, you have people waiting for you. And then, for example, a funny story, because it's never all pleasant. For example, day one on Stolen, I arrived one day earlier with the main actress because I said, okay, cool, we're gonna break the ice. This is the first time I'm meeting her. We're gonna take the time. Hi, just talking to each other. We're gonna start with the beach. And then I had my big red camera. And then first day, after 1 hour, the weather changes, and then it becomes all cloudy and misty and everything. The camera dies. And yeah, first day I was like, and then completely shut off. Water kind of get into it because of the mist. And I was like, that's it. So I went back to the hotel. I think it was a Friday. Yeah, I know it was a Saturday, so nothing was working. So I had to cancel the rest of the day. Then it didn't turn off. Then I went to bed. The next day I tried. It started. After 1 minute, it shut down. And then it didn't work out for the whole day. And then I decided to go shoot the drone shots that you see in the film. I took my drone.
Yes.
I said, I'm going to go do that. But for some reason, I let the window of the hotel room opened. So for some reason, so when I came back, I said, I'm going to try. And if it doesn't work, I'm canceling the shoot. Fuck it. Everyone is flying in from Los Angeles, from New York, and I was just, I gave myself like 1 day of buffer just in case. But then the camera I tried didn't work. And then I said, that's it. It doesn't work. And then the morning after, it was a Monday, everyone was arriving. In the morning, I pressed the camera. It worked. And then I let it run for 1 hour. I said, fuck it, I don't know if they're still moisturizing in it or whatever, but I just let it run. And from that, it worked. So the first 3 days was just a freaking nightmare. And then, but yeah, when I sent back the camera, I said, I think there's a problem with your camera. I'm not sure what it is, but yeah, there were water stuck into it. And because it's ocean, it's salt. The salt kind of stuck in, yeah, it's salt water. But I was lucky; it worked all the way through the end of the shoot. So yeah, I almost canceled the whole freaking shoot because of that, and I didn't have money to go rent another camera system. So yeah, so every film there's always good, bad, ugly, and then at one, and yeah, the day after, we had an accident with the bike, and the bike didn't work, and so yeah, the first 3 days was just horrible. So many accident happened. Then after that, it was super smooth. And
What was so the bike thing? Is that the kid's bike?
so we had the guy who we had a professional bike guy. And so because yeah, the bike was a big 500cc, it was like a beast. And so yeah, the stunt, he just crashed with it, and then the bike was all fucked up and everything. So we were just like super scared. But yeah, the bike worked, everything. The guy was fine. And yeah, after that, we just went on.
You can't make that up, man. That's crazy. That's like
Scary, and because that bike is just a freaking beast. So
yeah.
but yeah, and after that, it was great. Like for example, near the end, you have a big football game scene, and so we had the school. We asked permission. Hey, can we shoot on your on while you have a game. Can we shoot the practice? Can we shoot everything? And because one of the actress, Noelle, she's the girlfriend of the brother in the film. She's from Portland, and she says, "Hey, I got someone from Portland. This is my high school when I was a kid, and I can ask them if we can go and shoot there." So we asked permission. They were super nice about it. So the whole football game at the end was just live. I was there with the camera shooting everything, almost like a documentary. I know what I wanted to capture, but
Yeah.
everything was just shot as it was live.
Yeah. So I was curious about that, if you don't mind me asking. So as far as permission for those people in the bleachers, would you have any problems with them later on, or like what kind of permission was it? Like a blanket permission?
Yeah, it was just you ask the permission. I make them sign this kind of a waiver of just like, yeah, we can use your location. And but there's the thing that the film, the way I shot it, I don't really show people, maybe some of the cheerleaders, whatever, but mostly the scene is done in a, it's tasteful, it's beautiful, there's nothing raunchy. The football game, I'm just showing kids playing football, and it's done in a beautiful. I think I made this cool look big in a sense.
Yeah, no, no, you really did, and that's what I was like. How the heck did he pull that off? Did he just run out there with a red? Because I saw that on Instagram. It's like, oh, hey, I'm shooting my movie. I was like, did he just run out there with a camera and start shooting?
That was, for me, that was one of the best thing of the whole film, was just that vibe of that. Because I'm not, I don't know, for us French Canadian, we don't really care about football.
Yeah.
For us it's hockey. And so,
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
but those guys there, even if it's a high school football game, it was like the Super Bowl, and everyone was there and clapping and cheering. And when I was just there watching like a little kid, I was like, oh shit, everything is going on so crazy. So I was just capturing everything: the cheerleaders, marching band, the football game. And so it was just a very energetic scene. And so I guess it shows. So I've used that to create this kind of a build up near the end, when you have the kid having this kind of altercation with his friend and girlfriend. We hear the marching band, and I've used the marching band as a tempo for the actors to use that tempo to feel that anger. So whatever. So I use that kind of element to the story. So, but it wasn't.
Sorry, for the interiors, is that the same high school? The interiors, interior of the school, like the hallways and. Oh, okay, it's the same. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, again, we had a school, but those guys said, yeah, you can shoot at the school only when it's closed. Like, oh shit, so I have to fake that there's people. So I've changed the script a little bit, because in my mind I was like, oh yeah, it's gonna be like so many people, it's gonna be high school. But no, I asked when I was there, I said, yeah, we don't want you to shoot when there's kids. So I was like, okay, so what do I do? Then I've changed the script, where in the beginning we see the kid skipping school. That's where he's running, and then he sees the girl and everything. But it was not really like that in the script, so I had to change it. So, but
right there on the spot. That's great.
but I guess it worked even better with all the slow motion and everything. So again, you wonder, how can I make something that can be boring if there's no one? But then I was like, oh, okay, let me have them skipping school, running in slow motion. Then he sees the girl. Then we're gonna cut to him with the bike and all that stuff. And that's where the big introduction in the beginning, with the music, with the train and everything, with the kids. So you have to adapt to make it sure. It's just fun, man. But you can mostly you need to have confidence in yourself, and you cannot be afraid. Even if you're afraid, you have to suck it up, because there were a lot of moments where I was kind of, it doesn't work. That's fucking bullshit. I have to get out 5 minutes, guys. I'm just gonna check something with the camera. But then I was outside freaking out. I'm just like, okay, what do I do? It doesn't work, and the location kind of sucks. What do I do? And the sun is kind of going down, and it's not the right lighting. And it was just, for example, the arcade. The scene with the arcade. They were supposed to be, again, full of people. There were no one. How can I make it? And then the guy didn't want us to play the video games when he said yes before. So it was just those, just little details like that, where it doesn't work with it's supposed to be energetic, and they were supposed to have a karaoke machine, and then it didn't work. So many things like that when you're there and you have this kind of hey guys, it's not going to work, you need to switch to go to plan B. But yeah, it's normal to be insecure and not sure that's not going to work. Everything's going to fall apart. And but you have to snap out of it.
My question: did you include those guys in the credits? The arcades and stuff like that? The special things?
Yeah, yeah, all the location, the logos, and everything is there. And
Oh, so that's how you did that. Okay, I was
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it's I want, of course, I want to be fair with all of them, and I want to give them credit. They've been amazing to us. It's just we have sometime location, but then either you don't talk to the owner, you talk, let's say, an assistant, and then when you arrive and you talk to the owner says, I didn't agree for that, and then you have to find a balance
yeah.
and of something that are going to be comfortable because you're there on the spot, so you need to make it work. So.
That club scene actually looked really good, dude. That
The club was cool, and the owner was just so freaking amazing. And again, that was something where we had a big club. It was even bigger, but then 2 weeks before shooting they closed down, so
what?
I had to find a new club. And in Portland, it's such a small city, there's not 25 clubs, so but these guys, they were freaking amazing. And they were just like, cool, let's shoot anything you want there, and we're gonna make it work. And so they made the Facebook posting, Pascal Payant is gonna come and shoot this film. So on that night, if you're coming to the club, know that you're gonna be filmed. So because of
Oh,
that reason, there was a lot of people. But yeah, I said, I didn't use my sound person. It was just everyone was there having fun, but mostly it was me, the three actors. And I said, guys, go dance, go do. And then for me, I'm going to be there with the camera. I'm going to come to you. I'm going to get out. I'm going to do my thing. But I always want you to be in the scene. And if there's guys or there's girls coming and dance with you, whatever, push them away, but always stay in the character. So that no matter what, if I'm coming and you have an altercation with a guy or a girl, stay in characters and use that element, and it's just going to bring something life. It's going to bring a reality to it. And it's important to never break characters in those kind of live environment, because you never know what's going to happen. You never know where I'm going to put the camera. And so you always need to be, the actor cannot look at me like, oh, what do I do? What do I? No, it's like, stay in the zone, stay in it, and use those kind of element of the liveness. So if we're in a club, you're
yeah.
in a freaking club. There's going to be girls, there's going to be guys, there's going to be, if you're hot chicks, there's going to be guys coming to see you, whatever. But mostly everyone was kind of super respectful, and they kind of saw that we're doing a movie. But yeah, no, I love kind of doing those kind of live moments.
So did they warn them as they come in or something like that? Because some of the stuff, like logistic stuff that I'm asking you, is like I wonder about all the time. It's like, do they have to say, oh, hey, we're shooting a movie, like you're gonna get filmed, or
Yeah, so yeah, they just say, hey, if you're coming tonight, you're gonna be in a movie. So, and then we had there was a bodyguard of the place that always saying, hey, we're filming tonight. So everyone was super aware and super nice about it. No, Portland was a very beautiful city to shoot. And it's cool when you have a town that, it's kind of a weird little thing in Portland, but they were super embracive, and it was beautiful. They just really helped us to create something beautiful. So
yeah,
it worked
that
out well.
yeah, that's probably one of my favorite scenes. And obviously, I'm gonna tell people there's spoilers in this YouTube video. But yeah, the club scene was one of my favorite because it looked incredible. Um, it yeah, even in the bathroom scene looked good.
Yeah, the bathroom scene was pretty cool, and for some reason, like, people think, "Oh, did you use that LED?" Like, no,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
no,
was like,
everything was just red. So what you see in the trailer with this kind of face all red, yeah, that was the bathroom was freaky red like that, and I was like,
yeah,
that's so cool.
no,
And we
that was
hear
good.
some kind, I don't know if you pay attention, but we hear the music that kind of, we just focus on the bass, and then we hear the train because the train was just passing up on top. So we use that kind of real sound of the train.
Yeah,
So the train kind of create that bassy
yeah, yeah, yeah.
mixed with the music. So no, everything was just using those kind of elements.
Yeah, yeah.
And but it was not, that's the thing. But when I saw that, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. It was way cooler than I
Then you
thought.
thought,
Yeah.
but you obviously went there though, like the new club, right? Or just pictures
No,
again?
I never know. It was all pictures. The guy sent me some pictures on Google, and it was like professional, from a night from, I don't know, 2015 or something. And then it says, that's kind of what we looks right now. I said, it's a club. I need a club. So no matter what, I'll make it work. So
Crazy. That's crazy, Pass. That's insane. That's
yeah,
unbelievable.
everything, the whole thing is all prepared via distance. And then the same thing with music. I never do score for my film. It was I'm always using bands. So it was the same thing. When I was finishing the edit, I was searching online bands and contacting people, but I had a band that I always wanted to work with them, but the music never really fit. So I contacted them and say, hey, do you have new ambient music? They say, oh, cool, we have like 3 or 4 songs you want to hear. And then what the song they sent me, it's exactly what we hear in the film. It was the first time in my life where each track fit perfectly. And but yeah, everything is via distance. So that's why, like, Zoom or Facebook or whatever, this is how I cast, this is how I prepare my film. I'm stuck in my basement like this. And then when it's time, you get the backpack right there. And, it's just, you're ready to go.
No, the music was actually really good. And this is the first time you actually work with those guys?
Yeah.
Wow. That was actually incredible.
But music, for some reason, music has always been easy for me. It kind of, it's easy. There's so many musicians out there that wants to be, to have their music exposed. So music has always been kind of easy. But this one, that was a trick. In general, I'm always having songs ready from the start. Right. I'm always having, I got like that band, I got this song. But this one, I didn't have nothing. I didn't have the songs. I didn't have location. I didn't have nothing. I just focused on the story, the character. And that was, for me, out of my comfort zone is, am I going to be able to shoot something beautiful out, from that city? It's just a city. I don't know. So that was my big challenge. So I was trying to find a location that looks cinematic, but it worked because I know one of my strengths is to make things look beautiful. So, but that's the thing for me. I'm always like shooting in, like, the next one was in Iceland. If you cannot make Iceland beautiful, you freaking suck. You know what I mean?
That is top 3 of my favorite country.
Yeah, no, exactly. So it's beautiful. So you just, that was one of my things, to get out of my comfort zone and find places or things that I've never done before. So writing was a big challenge to make the best story possible. Then once the film, I was editing without music. So I had a whole film where at one point I was just like, is this film boring because there's no music? But as soon as I put those songs, it just really changed the whole film. It just really, really give a voice. And those guys were just amazing. And it was kind of their first soundtrack. So yeah, it was just a cool process to experiment. And but mostly when you shoot, you just have to have trust that you're going to experiment, and in the experimentation that you're going to find something that's going to make the story even better. Because before, I wanted to do everything on a gimbal and beautiful and steady, but that story is about an ex-addict, and she's completely obsessive, and she's out of control, and she's lying. So I said, fuck it, I'm going to go with the red, and everything's going to be handheld close up. And that's why I took my storyboard or my notes, and I said, screw it, I'm just going to go with it. And I try things that I've never tried. For example, the one scene that I've loved, and I've used that now even in my new feature film, was the scene in the hold with the brother and sister in the hold destroy the house. This kind of a barn.
Yes.
So this scene looks kind of simple. It was way longer, but what was cool about it is that I wanted the same dialogue. There was a lot of improvisation, but I didn't have any marks. So one angle was just, I'm going to follow the girl no matter what. Go have fun for 7 minutes with the whole conversation. Cut. Let's do the same thing on the guy. But I want you to walk in so many different directions, no marks. So that's why if you pay attention to the editing, the sentence or the conversation flows well, but the angles is all over the place. The position of the characters is all over the place, but the dialogue flows. And that's what because they're always lying to each other. So that's why I wanted that kind of house moment to feel. It's supposed to be a beautiful moment with brother and sister, but I want the editing to show that there's something wrong underneath. So if you pay back attention to it, the whole editing, we see the guy here, then cut, and he's right here, and then he cuts it in the background, and then she's there, and then it's all over the place. But the conversation works as a normal script sentence kind of thing. So it was not planned like that. But then when I saw that, I was like, hey, guys, let's just try something. And even for the actors, there was like, so you want us to go anywhere without any kind of mark, and you're just going to follow, and you're going to go all over the place. You want us to improvise, and then in the end, you're going to tell me that it's going to make sense? Yes, trust me. Go have fun. We're gonna do something.
Oh
many times did you say trust me when you were making Stolen Season?
Yeah, so that was another thing. But then I shot it was maybe the first 5 days, but after a while, when they see, that's the thing, that's where you need trust and you need to spend the time to talk to them a lot.
Yeah.
So that when it's time to shoot, they're gonna have confidence. And the more, the more film you have out there, it's kind of a business card to show, hey guys, I did like this film, this and this film. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. But mostly you don't want to justify yourself. You want people that's gonna be, hey, I love what you do. I trust you completely. You cannot have actors that's going to protect themselves and just going to be, oh, what are you trying to do right now? Do I trust you? Like, you don't want that, because they're never going to give themselves completely to you or the process. And that's going to, that's going to mess up everything. So you want to make sure from day one, you want actors that's just going to jump with you, because I'm going to be there with them. I'm going to make sure they are secure, that they can really go into their creative side, and I'm going to be there to catch them. But for them to be able to have the best performance possible, they need to be able to trust me, and I need to trust them. So it's a balance thing. So, but mostly the girl Abby and the kid Matthew, even the brother Mike, they were just freaking rock star, and they just killed it. So no, it was a gem to have them, because with that kind of talent and confidence, they were able to just go with it. And these two, the brother and the sister, they were so good at improvisation. So she was, and it was her first her and the kid was her first feature film. They've never done anything. Yeah, they've never done anything before. Hers, she's from New York, and she's been doing a lot of theater. But again, for me, it was, I don't care if you're famous. You have something so interesting and it works. It works for the story. So I don't care if you're there, you're going to give your all and you're freaking badass. I want you with me. I don't care about the fame and whatever. The fame only helps you to have, more followers or to put the film on the map. That's great. Yes. But mostly for me, I just want to make the best film possible. And what happens after happens after.
Yeah. I mean, how long did she have that script? Because I felt like you wrote that script with her in mind in it, and it's crazy, like how long did she have that script just to read and kind of like
so mostly what I do with all of them, but mostly her, is that I wrote my script, and then I took the time to say, hey, write everything scene by scene, anything that you would make differently, anything that you would feel that you would change, dialogue wise, or even if you have ideas of what would be, because I'm not an actor, and you can do so much. But these guys, if I pick them, if I pick those kind of actors, it's because I trust them to bring their own voice, to bring their vision, and I'm sure they're gonna have freaking good ideas that I didn't think about. So she takes the script, and we spend hours and hours and hours over the phone to go scene by scene, and she says, I think I would just say that, or ask this, I would change this. Can I change this? And I say, yeah, cool. Then give me everything that you want. So then in the end, when it's time to do it, it feels like it's her own script, because in the end, she changed a lot of dialogue to make it feel her own. And then, but if there were problems, I say, I don't think it's right, because sometimes on paper it's good, but when you see it in live, maybe it's not going to feel as good. But mostly I want every actor to make it feel like it's their own, and it's going to feel way more genuine.
Yeah, that's a brilliant idea. I actually do that with the stuff I write. It's like I give it to that person and just tell them, like, look, write it in your own dialect, because when I write it, it's not gonna sound stupid if you're talking it, So
yeah, it's not stupid, but it's just sometimes it's just too in your head. And for me, the worst thing for me is that I'm French Canadian trying to write English, so it's not my first language.
Right.
There were some things so that it's sometimes she was just looking at me and was just like, that makes no sense. So Pascal, let me fix something. So that's why you cannot have any egos. You just go with it, and you just you have to trust them. But mostly, that whole conversation tonight with us is just stop thinking and just go do your freaking film, man.
Are you shooting anything with a 6K?
I got the 6K. I did a bunch. I did 4 music videos. I did
I saw those
short film, that you saw, White Blossom 2. And so now I'm gonna go do my new feature film with it.
Are you serious? Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, so the new one, like I said, I did I shot with the Fuji X-T3,
Yeah.
and it was beautiful. It works amazing. But of course, when you watch the Pocket 6K, there's just something more filmic. The dynamic range is better, and the roll off of the whites is just cleaner. But again, it's just a tool for me. I love the form factor, but I got the DJI Ronin S, and it's just too weak. It's just too weak right now. That's why, it's because I used the Pocket, and I got the Sigma 24-105.
Okay.
For me, that's my main lens that I shoot the whole stolen season. Even my first feature film, anything that I shot is just the 24-105. That's it.
Are you serious?
One lens. So
Crazy.
yeah, because what I love is that you can zoom so fast. But the thing with the Ronin S, when you had everything up and the lens is so big, and then you zoom, let's say, to 120, 105, it just it's just kind of it's unbalanced right away. But I know the new what is it, the Weeball, whatever, the new one, but it's just, I think just the gimbal itself is like 5 pounds or 6 pounds. So it's so heavy right away. It's almost, when you have the V mount, the motor, the Sigma, the Pocket, everything, it's around 12 pounds at least on one arm. It's freaking heavy.
Hey, so that drone, that was all you two? Sorry, before we go, just I forgot. The drone was serious? I thought you got that from like a stock footage, because that looked freaking incredible, dude.
No, that's why I shot everything when the camera was broken. I said, screw it, I'm going to take the drone. I went to the beach. I went near the bridge. And so I started near the bridge when I did the vortex near the end.
Yeah, that was sick.
Yeah, so I did the whole bridge, and then the cannon on the beach. And I used the Mavic Pro 2.
That was the Mavic Pro?
Yeah, and the thing that is so crazy, it was so windy. And I said, there's no way that's going to work. It's just,
Dude, no. You can take it.
But that's the thing. It was the first time using it, and I was just like, screw it. So the Cannon Beach, the way it works, it's a big rock, and so just that shot in the beginning where it goes all over and then at one point it was all over and it was so windy, and then on the screen on my phone it says lost signal, and I was like, oh, so I start running to try to go near on the other side of the mountain, try to get the signal, because that dummy Mavic, whatever, is that instead of just saying, hey, we're going to start losing signal, we're going to start, I don't know, it's just, we lost signal, and then it doesn't move. So it's kind of cool, but then it was stuck behind the rock in the ocean. So, but for some reason, it just picked up again. I was able to go back, and then, so it took me around maybe 20 minutes of just shooting the drone stuff. And it was so windy, but it worked. So I was
no, dude, I thought you shot that with like a DJI Inspire, because that looked incredible, dude.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's just that freaking that it's those little DJI, man. They stuck in the wind.
That's insane, man. Duh.